Good afternoon, my fellow citizens. I have chosen to speak in front of you today in order to address and attend to the serious complications such as climate change and global warming, corruption in the government, the lack of peace building initiatives, and the inequalities present in our community. Now, I know we have already caused enormous climate changes and are on the approach of generating far more. However, if we act now, we can prevent increases in heat related diseases, vector borne infections, more frequent and severe droughts or floods, poor yields or crop failures, all of which might diminish our food supply. I also know that in our country, corruption is not an uncommon occurrence, but it shouldn't have to be. Corruption prevents medicine and drugs from reaching the ill, prevents the constructions of school, causes roads to wash away in the rain, and drains the public coffers. It breaks the trust between residents and the government that is essential for development to succeed. It can even play a major role in inducing poverty, alongside conflict and violence. I know that there is a lack of apparent peace building initiatives within our community. Although it is essential in maintaining social order, economic development, and political stability, not many people take priority in this kind of activity. With it, we can prevent further conflict in the future, mend and build relationships, encourage positive reinforcement, and encourage a social stigma where emotional health is significant. I also know that when it comes to the inequality in our community, some workers may face discrimination based on based on their gender as well as other factors like color or ethnicity. For example, a woman of color may face prejudice in the workplace in a different way than a white female co-worker. Because of the combination of her gender and ethnicity, she may be harassed, paid less, and judged more severely. All in all, it's a fact that the issues that we currently face in our society and community cannot be solved by only by one man or nor a few people. It takes all of us, you and me, to fix, manage, and improve upon each and every one of them, hand in hand, in unison.
Inequalities are seen in the community. People judging visibly by color, gender, ethnicity, and social classes. One is gender discrimination, which gives superiority within genders. This can both apply to one's workplace and the society itself. Also, unequal healthcare towards the community. According to Project 2020, the Philippines lack medical resources for healthcare, most especially doctors. Solving these issues are unthinkable. Hence, the change people can do is ways to lessen, finding ways to prevent such. In problems with gender inequalities in the community, people should be more sensitive and understanding towards the situation of the person. One must evaluate the person and what they can bring to the society, not because of their color, ethnicity, race, religion, and social classes. People should be well educated to give understanding. Furthermore, the impacts of climate change and global warming destroys the nature, livelihood, habitats, and weather changes. The excessive use of carbon emission affects changes towards climate change and global warming. These effects are caused by cutting down trees, fossil fuels, and pollution. The species and the location that are greatly affected are Amazon, coral reefs, Arctic, and many living creatures. This can equally affect the society with presence of drought, floods, and agriculture, in which affects the community. The number of goods given can decrease if these actions prevail. Moreover, the issues towards climate change and global warming can both damage living and the environment. To mitigate this, people should set more trees for habitats of animals in order to avoid endangering them. For agriculture, create other strategies in farming that can adjust to the situation that they're in. To move on, one reason why a country suffers toward finances government officials in the Philippines. Encountering corruption. This can impact the society by having problems with income. And this demonstrates lack of financial needs to the sectors in the community. Corruption leads to poverty. When people seek financial support to the government lacks to give such. If so, people will not be supported by the government and starve. Furthermore, the solution to the corruption is being transparent, being honest to the statistical updates towards the financial and economical needs. By applying this, the population will have clear understanding and trust to the officials.
The Philippines have experienced conflict and violence in regional areas like the southern region of Mindanao, and this outbreak threatens the community's peace and hinder their socio-economic development. Hence, reinforcing the civil society can perform a significant role in approaching a peaceful and disciplined community. Furthermore, according to Ali Navarez, one of the current worst crises we are experiencing is the COVID-19 pandemic. With the rapid proliferation of COVID-19 cases, health and governance system operating at full capacity, and quarantine and social distancing in place, the Philippines is encountering severe challenges. Despite implementing strict social distancing protocols and continuous enhancement in screening and treatment capacity, the Philippines remains the Asia-Pacific region's most dangerous country to be in during the COVID-19 pandemic. In this case, providing immediate humanitarian aid in communities that are affected by the COVID-19 and distributing relief goods, also financial assistance for families in need, including the people vulnerable in disasters. Moreover, the COVID-19 pandemic affected the education structure system, where we come unprepared on the unprecedented scale of having an online class which affects the student educational attainment and mental health issues. The COVID-19 has brought notable disruption to education across the world. Therefore, developing a long-term vision and plan for better assessments in the education curriculum of a student considering the advancement of technology now. Reinforming the educational institution to become more effective and productive in producing learning outcomes and great leaders in the future. Gender issues in the workplace are still prevalent in our society. The same goes to the other issues as we continue to be enslaved and defined by our sexuality. Let us no longer treat one's gender as superior to another. Let us not deprive others of their freedom to express themselves. And let us define ourselves to the others by our distinctive nature, behavior, and virtue towards a thriving and healthy working environment. These kinds of issues are inevitable in our society. Perfectly giving a solution to it is nearly impossible.
As we are now knowledgeable about the issues and ways to diminish them, people should take action to provide a better platform in the Philippines. It's a fact that all issues that we are currently facing in our society and the community cannot be solved by only one man, nor a few people. It takes all of us, me and all of you, to handle and manage each and every one of them hand in hand. To create a change in the use of voice is not enough. In order to make one, both voices and action are required. Ergo, I clearly stand for equality, fair, unbiased, and people who are conservationist.